to your eyes?
Oh, certainly. You know, he's a quality player. Obviously, I guess we're all sort of more alerted to the situation. You know, Lee's been a regular player in the nines, and you know, when he didn't feature this weekend, it's coincided with us. You know, with Dean Collis being out with a fracture in his shoulder, and you know, we had some really disappointing news on Vinny Mellors. Vinny's got a detached retina, which needs surgery pretty much straight away. So you know, he had to withdraw from the exile squad after the weekend's game, and it's just something that, you know, we just can't play him with something like his eyesight. So he's going to get, you know, while it's stabilised itself a little bit, we're going to get him in and have the op ASAP. You know, so to lose both our centres is, you know, is a fair chunk out of his team. So you know, obviously, Lee's not been getting the amount of football that, you know, he wants, and you know, a player of his calibre is too good not to be playing week in, week out in Super League. So if it's not with Leeds, then you know, we're in a position where we can offer him a crack with us. You know, loan players are something that you know, we've looked at and considered most of the year, but I think, you know, where we're at as a club moving forward, it's been really, you know, we felt it's been wise to have a look at the players on his books. Then we can make, you know, we can make more informed decisions on them going forward, and we think it's been really valuable, you know, rather than getting a lone player in to you know, try and drip feed some of our younger guys and give them some, you know, some valuable experience. But I think in this, you know, in this instance, we are, you know, we're not flush with too many outside backs, and you know, Lee's a quality player. So you know, hopefully, I'd like to think in the month that he's here, you know, we're not ruling out it being longer, but if the month that he's here, I'd like to think we can make a good enough impression on him.
So what position do you see him?
He'll play centre for us this week. Yeah. Obviously, he's a quality fullback and a winger, but our needs at this moment in time are very much in the centre. So this week he'll take Vinny's spot, and we'll play him outside of Ali. You know, he's obviously familiar with Ali from Leeds, so a little bit he's had a short lead into the game, so a little bit of familiarity around him should help him out a bit.
Baptism of fire against Wigan, and a tough game for everybody. They're coming off the back of well.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, they had a defeat last week, and you know, they probably didn't quite hit the levels that they are used to. Having said that, I thought Bradford were immense. I thought it were an outstanding performance from Bradford. The way in which they hit and stuck in the tackle. You know, they chanced their arm a little bit in attack as well, and they got some great rewards from it, and they really deserve the win. So you know, you can imagine Sean's been putting them through it this week. They've got a Challenge Cup semi-final on the horizon as well, so there's obviously going to be spots at place for that. And you know, I think on any given day we're going to probably the biggest challenge in the game. You sort of know what's coming sometimes, but knowing what's coming and stopping it is two different things. And you know, when you throw the fullback into it as well, you know, he's probably the best talent we've got in this game.
Vince's injury.
Yeah.
Was it a collision within the game?
Yeah, not within this game, but it's actually been 3 or 4 weeks. But Vince, you know, would probably not give him the full symptoms to the doc, you know, which is probably foolhardy in one sense, but a credit to him in another. He didn't realise it was probably as serious as what it was. And then when the doc got him checked out, you know, they felt there might be a problem, but when he went in, it actually stabilised okay. So they give him the all clear to actually play this weekend. But after we got the France game out of the way, we said, you know, we need to get it done as soon as possible. And it's probably about a 2-month, you know, a 2-month operation.
All right.
Well, the operation don't take 2 months.
How good for Wakefield has it been having so many people involved with the exiles? Because there's been Glenn Morrison, but there's also been some of your backroom staff as well.
Well, yeah, when they got the call up, when you know, Doc and Stinger, Simon Ray, our physio, got the call up, we just thought it was a really fitting reward. You know, Dr. Line has been about the game, as most people will know, for many years. I've encountered him, coaching England Academy before. He's been the Dock-on camp in that, and I thought it'd be a terrific experience. While the Dock's probably a good tourist and a good sort of person that's experienced many camps, for Simon it was his first sort of taste of that, and to be alongside the coaches and the players that were involved in that. And I know from Craig Fitzgibbon's experience last year, they enjoyed the camp and everything about the game enormously, and I think they've had a good time in there. So for them it'll be a terrific experience from a work point of view. I'm sure they've made some terrific contacts. They've got to work alongside world-class players, and giving them some good experience. So yeah, it's been terrific. We've had a couple of players on the fringe of it. Obviously, Vinny got called up and got pulled out injured, and I think Timmy Smith and Dean Collis were both in the mix this time around. We got a fax through on their inclusion in a bigger squad. So yeah, that's been for us as a club. I guess it's a good endorsement on a couple of bargains that I guess we picked up in the recruitment market late on in Timmy and Dino, and a really good reward for Vinny, even though none of them actually played. We know they were in the thinking and in the mix, and as you say, our staff, good reward and terrific experience for them too. It's good for our club.
Yeah.
It's good for our club.
You just had Danny Washbrook in earlier on.
Yes.
Top tackler. Whatever. You'll not have expected much less.
Spot player, do we mean? Or he usually gets the top tackler is a spot player, but I think on the top tackler award, it can mean a lot of things. Danny and Paul Ayton are both up there. Danny Houghton always used to be there when I coached him at Hull, and the guys that play 80-minute, the guys that are 80-minute players in the middle of the field, always have a chance. I think it's probably an indication as well, certainly for the first half of the season, that we didn't have the ball as much as the opposition, and that's true. That's true. There's a lot of games we come off, on the set count, if you like, at the backside of it. So we've had to do a lot more tackling. But I think it's a testament to Washi and to Paulie Ayton, who's up there, about their durability. They play most games. I'm not sure if either of them have missed a game injured too much this year. I'm not sure, but are they ever present? You might have to tell me that.
So Dan said he hadn't missed any.
Yeah, I think they possibly have a presence, and to consistently play 80 minutes in the middle of the park and get through that amount of workload is a good sign for us, really, that we've got not only physically but mentally he's strong enough to do it as well. And I think Washi's refound his feet again a little bit. He's been playing consistently in the position that he's accustomed to. He has played a little bit of time on the edge for us, but he's playing at loose forward and playing consistently well, even though he's in a team that's outside the 8. I think he's rediscovered a little bit of form and a little bit more love for the game than what he had to go through at times at Hull when we were down on injuries, and he got moved about, played a fair bit of half back, and then in last year with Fitzgibbon, Tickle, Manu, and Westerman in the mix, he didn't get as much game time as he would have wanted. So it's been a really good move for Washi. Probably a brave move. He were only a year or two shy of the benefit. He did get a contract offered by Hull, but he chose to make a move based on his career, and it's probably one that's worked out for him. He's been a consistent performer for us. it's probably fair to say, I'm probably not talking out of turn, that we're not massively after too many people that's out there on the open market. You know, we're talking to a couple of clubs about blocks that are in contract and have got time on the contracts left. But you know, for whatever reason, their clubs have, you know, recruited or got salary cap issues and things like that. And you know, I think the open market has got silly at times this year. I think some of the figures that some blokes are getting that's never played international football is incredible, really. And you know, good on them. You know, if that's the market, then they've come on it at the right time. But you know, we're just not able to compete, you know, with the top 6-7 clubs and some of the cash that's being thrown around there. So I'm quite comfortable that I don't think we need that much. I think we need the right people in the right areas, but I don't envisage us making heaps and heaps of signings. But I think if we get the right people of the right quality, that'll be enough for us to, you know, further progress and find our way up the ladder a bit next year.
So you hope to roll Lee over for most of the rest of the season?
Lee Smith?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we've got him on a month initially, and then we'll review it after that. Vinny's out for 2 months, so, you know, 2 month minimum, so we have got a spot there. But he's Leeds' player, so Leeds can very much dictate that. If we get Lee till the end of the season, I'd be really happy with that.
Any other injuries apart from Steve, Dean, Frankie?
Yeah, Steve Sutherland will be a couple of weeks. Dean Collins probably this will be the last game he misses, and then because of the break he should be back after that. Frankie Mariano, yeah, slow progress from an adductor. Vinny, obviously with his eye.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much it. Lucas Warshaw will come into reckoning again.
Yeah.
This week, you know, he's recovered from after effects of a bit of a bug that he's had, and he's trained really well this week. So, you know, I think there'll be some qualities that Lucas can bring to his team. Playing a team like Wigan, you know, he's been a really strong, you know, dominant defender for us this year. So he'll certainly come back into the mix this week. And no, we've got no other injuries. No other injuries.